Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Nick. This one's a little bit of a different one. Sometimes on social media and forums and stuff like that, it's a lot easier for me to, if there's a question out there and I have some knowledge about it, I just post a video response, and that's basically what this was. It was about continuous grain on a box. They seem to enjoy it over on Facebook, so I figured I'd share it over here. Enjoy. Okay, I gotta say this quick because I don't know how long you can do these videos, but if you want the grain to wrap around, and I think I explain things better in video, but if you have a capacity to resaw, this is just a scrap piece of cedar, but you're gonna come through and you're gonna have a miter on both sides here, a miter on both sides here. Your actual grain is gonna be where you resaw this. And then one of your pieces for your, say, a short side will be there. And let's see here. I'm trying to look over the camera and do this at the same time. Then over there. Then over here. And over here. Let me resaw that quick and then I'll show you how it comes out. Okay. So now, where I drew those marks, and I'm gonna final up these marks a little bit better so that you're gonna have a short side over here and a short side over here, your long side over here and your long side over here. That'll make sense in a little bit, but I'm just gonna get these to where they're actually a little bit more spot on because I just roughly sketched them, and now I dropped it, but roughly sketched them. Okay, it really bugged me that I had resaw marks. And you wouldn't be able to see the grain as well. So I'm just running them through my sander real quick. Okay, I marked these a little bit more exact. And this is how it was when it was one solid board. So that resaw, now granted I sanded in between because I wanted to remove those resaw marks, but that's where that resaw was. So pull this apart, and in the next shot I'll have all these miters taken care of, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay. After I got the miters on there, I did put it back together, but this is how the board started. I just completed the miters, and this is a very, very crude thing that I just came up with in about 10 minutes here, but you're basically, I should explain this better, but it's that resaw in the middle that's going to be the outside of your box, and that's why right here at this point, that grain is the same because those came right off each other. So when you move, and I'm trying to do this without knocking these over, but when you move this around, now you have continuous grain there, right? So you would put this one on the end, right? Oh, of course it has to go this way, right? But it was sitting like this. So now that's going to be continuous grain. And then this one was sitting over here, so if you flip it around, you'll have continuous grain all the way around all four corners. Let me get some CA glue, glue that up just real quick, and then I'll show the corners. Okay, that has got to be the most crude I've ever glued up miters in my life, but I have less than 10 minutes into this whole thing so far. And hopefully it helps you out. But, so what do we have here? We'll kind of go with the way the cathedral peaks are pointing. But you have continuous grain. Now, these are horrific. I do much better if I can take my time. But you can see that grain wrap right around, right around, right around, and right around. Continuous grain all the way around. Like I said, excuse how crude it is. It's not, but that's probably the only possible way to do it. Hopefully, that helps you out a little bit. Well, there you go. Like I had mentioned, this was a response to a thread on a Facebook group, and so it was just kind of a quick thing. A lot of times I'm a better visual learner than I am anything else, and so a lot of times I can explain things better in a video than, say, with sausage fingers on a small keyboard. But in those miters, again, this was just to show the technique and trying to explain the process. Those miters definitely need to be a lot cleaner than that. As well as when I resaw it on the bandsaw, I wasn't even 100% in the center of the board, and so I actually had to take off a little bit more than what I would have wanted to over on the drum sander. Yeah, again, it was just a quick 10-minute me trying to illustrate the technique for those who haven't seen it. It's mostly kind of like book matching boards. You basically want to cut right in the center, and as you open them up, these grain patterns were right next to each other. That's actually why I use the bandsaw, because it's a little thinner of a kerf blade than, say, a full 1/8 kerf blade on my table saw. But anyways, yeah, it seemed to go real well over on the Facebook group and kind of got the discussion kick-started, and people really enjoyed the technique, so I figured I would share it over here as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that if you haven't seen it before. If you're first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that bell notification icon. That way you get notified anytime I put out a new video. But that pretty much wraps it up for this one. So until I see you guys on the next one, you guys take care.